Ho 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 ho. You just hit the jackpot, Tiger. Hope you didn't pay him for this puppy. You know that Wolverine is gonna come out next week, and you'll have to make some brash financial decisions. But if it does come out next week, you know collectors are gonna go ape shit. Goldilocks Anakin will become a thing of the past. The community will be talking about Jackman's sculpt being too soft. We all know as collectors like it hard, with a little pegging. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I talking too much? Let's jump into this review with maximum effort. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay with Brother Custer's Toy Reviews, and that's right, I am back with another one. Today, I'll be reviewing MMS 782 Deadpool, the battling version. Now, this version of the Deadpool figure came out a couple weeks ago to Hot Toys Powergate. That's their 5th official retail store, and it was about 300 of them that were going to be sold right there on the spot. I was able to secure one of these thanks to Jeremy Costa from Plastic Heroes. Shout out to Jeremy Costa. He is awesome. I was able to get it from him, and he was able to go ahead and scoop that up for me, and boom, send him the money. And there was about a week later. That's right, a week later. So shout out to Jeremy Costa. He is awesome. Definitely. Now, jumping in on this figure right here, it looks amazing. I don't really talk about boxes that much, but I'll tell you, this box right here is some real good quality. I don't like the fact that we get a clean Deadpool on it, where it's supposed to be the battling Deadpool. He should be a little bit more dirtied up, but the box is amazing. It is great, like real great quality. And you see like those little slash marks in here. And this actually, there are actually slash marks in the box. You feel that little film underneath right there. Amazing, to represent Wolverine's claws slashing. And it just looks damn good. The quality of the cardboard quality of the box is also really good as well. As you can see, the image wraps around. You see Deadpool battling version there as well, with a bunch of bullet holes and gun shells and fire and smoke. And yes, you're greeted in the back with that Deadpool logo right there, and it looks good. A real nice looking box. And because sometimes we get boxes from Hot Toys, and honestly, they don't look, you can just tell the cardboard is a little cheap and kind of reused. This box is just a great piece of graphic design, and being a graphic designer myself, I can definitely appreciate it. But let's go ahead and move on with the rest of the review. Okay, so let's go through everything real quick, and we got a lot of stuff. This is like a DX release right here. You know what I'm saying? We recently got Artisan Anakin, and that was supposed to be a Artisan / DX. It wasn't nothing DX about it. You get the canister with the hair and the head sculpt and everything else that came with the last release in 2018. Ridiculous. But this right here is a true DX. It truly is. Let's go and look at Wolverine. Oh man, we get Wolverine right there. And look at that. That is amazing that we get Wolverine's skull and spinal column right there. That just looks amazing. And this is shiny. It does look like animatium, but of course it is just plastic and PVC piping. You get that skull right there, and it just looks good. Look at that. That is just some gruesome shit right there. The only thing I don't like about it is the sculpted hair right here. I mean, they might as well just should have went the extra mile and just gave us some little rooted hair. I'm always a fan of the rooted hair. Y'all already know that. But I think it would have been cool. But that is so gruesome and cool at the same time. Just great piece right there. Then you also have, which I believe these are his legs. Yeah, that's his kneecap right there. Dude got some long ass legs. I mean, this version of Wolverine is super tall, so, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, here it is. You got his legs, and these could be used as nunchucks, as what Deadpool did in the opening of the movie, which has now just become iconic. And as you can see, it's very bendy. So yeah, that is very gruesome, but also very cool. And of course, you get two sets of there. You almost get a full Logan. You almost get a full Logan skeleton. It's quite ridiculous. You also have this bone right here, which is a bone you kind of almost want to just throw to a dog. That's just, you know, your standard looking stereotypical bone. You got that right there. And then you also have, you also got this right here, this weird bone right here, which looks like a spike, not really a bone, but who knows? I mean, Deadpool probably had time to shave it down. I don't know. It's weird, but you get that right there as well. And of course, you get Wolverine's claws, and these look fantastic. Once again, now, this is kind of like a little preview to the Wolverine figure that we'll be getting pretty soon. And these claws are plastic. They are plastic. Still sharp as shit, but they're plastic. I would have rather them be die cast, but you know, the last time we got die cast claws was from the Days of Future Past Wolverine. And that was the one in the future outfit. Yeah, that was the last time we got die cast. And I'm like, damn, they could have gave us die cast, but this looks good. This does look good. It looks great. And of course you get two claws like that. And whoop, so you get that right there. And that looks great, guys. That really does. Claws look fantastic. Can't wait to put them on the figure. That's just dope. And of course you got the forearm gauntlets right here. And once again, gruesome and hideous. Very weird that we practically have a complete Logan corpse to come with this figure. That is great. And you see like the little muscles that go around it. He just used his gauntlets, and wow, in the forearm bones. That's ridiculous. That is, wow. It's amazing, amazing detail, but like I said, pretty fucking gruesome, but very awesome. Moving along, we got a lot of stuff to go through with this, don't we? We got some branches right here that goes with the base. You got some of this, well, hunk of tree right here. You got this other hunk of a broken branch right there as well. Looks great. Now, before we get to the figure itself, let's look at the head sculpts very quickly. And I know this is a head sculpt that a lot of people, hold up. This was a head sculpt that a lot of people were asking for. And I know a lot of people were excited to get. And I gotta tell you, this looks fantastic. I know some people bought this set just because of this head sculpt, because that just looks damn good. And I mean, I think a lot of people are gonna have them posed like that. Let's just look how the mask just folds up on the face. That looks fucking amazing. That looks good. That really looks great. And just, I mean, come on. The half exposed face and the half mask. I think this is the way to go. I think a lot of people are I think the forever shelf pose is gonna be with this right here. Absolutely. That looks great. We'll just go ahead and put that back up. Like I said, I like to keep my stuff organized. Let's look at the other head sculpt here. And wow, there he is. We got Wade Wilson right there. And he looks fantastic. Looks just like the guy. If you've seen the blogger photos of this thing looked like set photos. It did not look like a figure at all. And they did a damn good job. Now we'll be doing a comparison to this head sculpt to the third party head sculpt that I got for my very first Deadpool back in 2017. And I can already tell you, this looks way fucking better. And of course you get the rolling eyes and all that stuff. The other one, the head is too big and it's not as detailed. I can already tell you that off the break, but we are going to do a comparison to that one and this one. But this looks fantastic. It really does. Really, really, really does. Okay, we also got some eyes. We got one set of eyes here for the Deadpool right there. And that's just one of them right there. So he has some mean eyes that you can put on him there. So for all the people that were thinking, oh, I'll just sell my other one, I don't think you should do that, because a lot of these parts look to be interchangeable with the last version that we got. So let's look at them, and I can tell you this already looks fantastic, guys. This already looks good. Let's go ahead and take and look at them with the surprised eyes. It's like, what the hell just happened? This looks fantastic. It's pretty much, honestly, the same figure that we got. Let's go ahead and see if I can pull out a little bit. Oh, that's as far as I can go out. This is pretty much the same figure that we got from last time, but that suit is beat. It's beat up to shit. It really is. Definitely beat up to shit. It's almost like it's so gross and so like weathered till it's totally a different color of red. So like I said, so all the people that were thinking of, oh shit, I'll just go ahead and I'll just sell my other Deadpool, which you can still do. I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't suggest it, because just with these painting effects here makes it pretty much a different figure. It really does. I mean, damn, like even the eyes are like not as white and glossy as the previous release. They look like they've had blood in them and he just wiped it. It looks like this dude is covered in blood and bullshit and gun smoke and gunfire, and it just looks great. It looks amazing. Amazing looking figure. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and look at the base. And I think this is going to be great if I can get it out. So we have the base right here, and wow, that looks great. Real good looking base. You see those blood spatters right there. You get this line right here that that's pretty much for the time portal. The TVA time portal, and you lift it up back, you can see it's like not even fully a full thing right here, but you do have the LEDs and the battery packs right there, so you can this piece comes out and you can connect your USB wire, which is not included, and it lights up the time portal. So this is going to be cool. Of course, you got another peg right there for the stand, and that looks great. And in a nutshell, that is everything this Deadpool set comes with. So now, let's get this bad boy on the turntable and see what he's got. Okay, and here he is in all his glory, Deadpool, the battling version from Hot Toys. Guys, I'm gonna tell you like this. All of you that were out there thinking that they can take their previous Deadpool and sell them off to get this one, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. Do not do it. Reason why? This is almost totally a different figure just by the weathering alone. The weathering on this guy is amazing. We've heard it all the time from a lot of people in the community saying that, oh, Hot Toys weathering is shit. They can go deeper. They went deep on this one because this guy, the color variation is so much different than the previous release. It's insane. It almost looks like a totally different figure, where we all know on the bare bones of it, it's the same figure, but the painting and the weathering is just fantastic. It really is. You definitely want to keep the previous version along with this one. Have them both together, it will be like a weird, awesome 2-pack. I'm telling you, because it's that good. The weathering is that damn good. And you want to have a clean version of, that's comparable to this version as well. So I would not get rid of your clean one, keep it. And of course, the pieces that come with it, all the great accessories are interchangeable. So you can use those accessories with the clean Deadpool, like all the different head sculpts, you know what I mean? So you definitely want to keep that one and get this one. But this one right here, in my opinion, is better. But you need to have them both. But let's go ahead and just look at this thing from head to toe, starting with the grimy ass boots right here. As you can see, On the soles of the boots, you can see that they're all kind of like weathered and beat up right there. Like he's been stepping into a lot of hot ash and burnt bodies and shit. Then if you just look at the shin guards of the boots and just like all the weathering and the dirt and debris that's on them, they just look fantastic. It really looks great. Okay, moving on up to the rest of the pants, you see bullet holes and everything right there. In the legs, you see how dirty those kneecaps are, and even the belts and the clip pockets and stuff is weathered and darker than the other releases. They really are. But even his ass is dirtier than the previous version. Definitely, you can even see the weathering there on that hand, on that fist there. You can definitely see the weathering there as well. Moving up on the torso area, more weathering, more cut and blood effects that you see right there. Now, my only problem with this is you're seeing, and I gotta, hold on, let me just bring it back real quick. If you just look right here, and I'm gonna stop it right in this section right here, you see all those like bullet holes and stab wounds from Wolverine and, you know, during their battle. And it looks great, and yes, those are like, you can feel that's actually tears in the costume. But you see the black that's underneath. I mean, it would have been cooler to see like, you know, some of Deadpool's like flesh underneath, you know, to see that, to give you more of that, hey, that he's been stabbed instead of that black suit. But hey, maybe underneath the actual costume, it is a black suit. And I believe there's like a layer of black underneath the suit itself. So, you know, that's a way of them disguising the, you know, the body that they didn't want to go that deep into give, because it would have been a totally brand new figure if they did that. So Hot Toys, I'll buy it, I'll let them go, I'll let it slide. But it looks good regardless. Going back around, you see all the debris and the cuts in the arms. And then if you look right there, a lot of Easter eggs with this right here through his battle with Wolverine. You see right there on the arm, right there on the forearm, you see the 3 blades of Wolverine that he stuck through his arm during their battle right there. Just a lot of hints to that fight right there, and it just looks great. Like I said, the weathering on this bad boy is amazing, guys. They did their thing on this one. I'm sorry, they really did. And it just looks good. Look how beat up, like I said, looks like he's just been through blood and battles and debris and gunfire, and it just looks fantastic. Okay, moving on up to the head sculpt, and you just see all the debris and all the battling and the scarring. Once again, looking great. Like I said, if you just look at those eyes right there, the eyes are not, they're still bright, but they're not as bright as they were in the previous release. Because like I said, this is probably Deadpool right after he, you know, pretty much killed Nice Pool. And yeah, when the blood just like, his head just blew open and just, you know, blood was all in his face. He had just wiped his face and, you know, wiped the mask, and there it is. You know, that's what it looks like. We can also, like I said, more Easter eggs to that battle with Wolverine when they were in the truck. You see those 3 blade strikes at the top of his head. Let's go ahead so you can see, boom, right there. You see those right there. So you get that right there. And those are just, that's just surface painting right there. You really can't feel them because they didn't want to go that hard digging into the sculpt. So it would have been nice if they did. But you could definitely see, and even if you look, damn, I'm just noticing, if you look at where the eye plate is, you can see scrapes from Wolverine's blades right there as well. So like I said, they really put a lot of Easter eggs in this weathering from that battle, and they just did a great job, guys. They really did. If you can't tell, I'm very impressed with this piece. They nailed it. They really did. Okay, now here's the Time TVA portal with the base, and I had to turn my lights down a little bit because, yeah, man, the light, I mean, it barely is enough light to shoot through, but it does give a presence. It does look good. It does. It does. I mean, it looks like the TVA portal. And I do wish the light shot up a little bit higher, but it does do the trick. It does the trick, and it does it well, I will say that. But I do wish it was just a tad lighter. You're looking at that base right there. You do have the crotch grabber in. You could actually put the crotch grab, you can pull the crotch grabber out and take this piece right here and put that in and just have it sitting right there, so you don't have the crotch grabber, so the figure looks a little bit more seamless, and that looks good. This is a real excellent piece. I am glad that they gave this to us, just, you know, making this the ultimate Deadpool set. Anything that's LED or has a light up in it, I'm all for it, guys. I'm all for it. I think the LED lighting just adds so much life to your collection, and I'm glad they gave it to us. I know there's other companies out there. I think Fusion Reactor actually did one as well that is quite better than this, but you know, to have this thrown in along with a great figure, I mean, come on, it's such an excellent bonus. Why not? You know what I'm saying? And I am one of those people that do feel kind of like, I don't like spending a lot on accessories, so I don't want to spend like $100 on just an accessory. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know it's something that it would look, you know, strikingly better, but if I can get it in as a bonus, hey, why not? And I think this is a good bonus. I really do. And I think it's going to add a lot to the figure. So here he is with the Wade Wilson head sculpt. And this just looks fantastic. I mean, you can definitely see that this is Ryan Reynolds with a cake of makeup on his face. It really looks good at every angle. This looks like it looks like a principal photography photo. That's what it looks like. It looks like the actor on set. And like I said, at every angle, it looks great. It does not break up at all. Like, especially right there, just looking at it, you can definitely see that that's Ryan Reynolds. Oh my God, this just looks fantastic. It really does. Let's look at it from this angle right here. As I said, it just doesn't break up at all. It just really doesn't. Like, just like all the effects and all the damaged and burnt skin right there just looks fantastic. It really does. It looks good. Let's go ahead and do a 360 spin. Even when you look at that seam line right there for the articulation of the neck, you can barely see it. It just blends in very well. They're doing real good with those necklines. Usually I like a full like head sculpt with the neck sculpted in just to give that realism. But for a character like Deadpool, you gotta give him, you know, you gotta give him the articulation there so he can emote and do all kind of crazy gestures. But they're doing a real great job at hiding these seams. Just continuing with the spin around. Like I said, you can see all that burnt skin right there. And once again, give it up to Hot Toys for the proportions, because the proportions, they are killing it. Like I always said, what makes a great figure is three things: tailoring, proportions, and of course, head sculpt. Okay, as I said before, yes, this sculpt right here is almost worth the price of admission. A lot of people feel that way. This sculpt right here is like the best of both worlds. You get the mask and you get just that peak of the face sculpt underneath, and it just looks great. It takes you back to the comics of how Deadpool appeared in many panels, and it's just great, guys. It really does. It really looks good. Just looking at it right there, and just how that little bit just rolls up on the face and just looks good. They just nailed it with this thing right here. Just look at that from every angle. You can just see how that little bit rolls up from the bottom and just gives it that realism. Just damn good. They went all out for this release, and this is something we want to see from Hot Toys, period, with your releases. Don't sell us one figure and then come back and give us a 2.0 like this. Like, knock it out at the park the first time around. We know they're not going to do that because they want to sell figures, they want to sell toys. But when they give us stuff like this makes it all worth the while, and it really does. This is just a great release. And like I said, this head sculpt right here is damn near worth the price of admission by itself. If you're a Deadpool fan, you're gonna love it. You're definitely gonna love it. Just looks good. Looks fantastic. Okay, so here it is. You got the comparison of the first release of Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine, and then you have the battling version on your right. And this is why I'm saying do not sell that first release. Don't do it. It's not worth it because they're almost two totally different figures. And this just shows you the trickery of painting and what really battle damage really is and weathering really is. Because you look at this one on the left, that first release, the color just pops and it's just fresh and brand new. This is like when he first got the outfit in the movie and he was like, adore me, Beardo. You know what I'm saying? This is the outfit right here. This is, you know, that new car smell, that new, you know what I'm saying? But this right here, come on, the battle damage one, this is blood soaked in the heat of battle, fighting Wolverine all night, going at it in the car, you know what I'm saying? In the truck, just beating the shit out of each other, killing each other all night. This is what it is. This one is ready. This one has been out on a bender. You know what I mean? And this is why I'm saying it's definitely worthwhile having both, because to have both looks is just the ultimate Deadpool look. It's just the ultimate Deadpool figures right here. I think these are the best right here, straight up. So definitely worth having both of them in your collection. But hey, if you can only swing one, yeah, probably getting the battling one is probably your best bet because it just has more stuff with it. But I think going with both of these is the best way to do it. Absolutely. I think getting both is the best way to do it. Why have the best of both worlds? But if you can only swing one, yeah, the battling is probably the way to go. But me personally, I'd rather have that new car smell and the battle damage. I'd rather have both. So if you gotta skip a figure, you know, to have both of these, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to have both of these. Okay guys, so that's been my review of MMS 782 Deadpool Battling Version by Hot Toys. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a straight up 9. This was almost a 10. What made me knock it down a peg is, yes, even though I do think it's cool, it just should be a little brighter, and that is the TVA portal base. It's a great idea. It does look good, and it is, you know, quite sturdy enough, but I just wish the LED shot up a little lighter, a little higher, and a little brighter. If it would have done that, this thing would have been straight up simply amazing. I would have gave it a straight up 10, but it's still good, and it's still a good piece to have with the figure. Now, with the figure itself, amazing. The figure is one of the best that Hot Toys has produced. Yes, you hear it here from me. This is one of the best Hot Toys figures ever produced. You get 3 head sculpts. You get the weathered effects. You get Wolverine claws. You practically get a Wolverine skeleton with it. And you get a great diorama base minus the brighter LEDs. But all together, it is a great package. I highly recommend this. I think this figure has a lot of fun and playability parts with it, you can do a lot of stuff with it. It's very robust, and you can use some of the accessories on the older Deadpool figure. So definitely having both of those together is just the perfect Deadpool. You'll have your Deadpool itch scratched with both versions, but if you have this one will really do it. I mean, honestly, this one is the better version of the two, but if you already have that clean version of Deadpool, you might as well keep it and get this one to go along with it. But if you can only get one Deadpool, this is the one to get. The value is there. Like I said before, 3 head sculpts, practically a whole Wolverine skeleton. You can give him the claws. It has the same articulation and same proportions as the last version, which that one is already a good figure. You're just getting much more with this one. But the only drawback is the suit is not clean. But if you're like me, I like weathered and dirty and bashed up stuff. I just think it adds more to the realism. But hey, that's my opinion. But let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, bang that bell for notifications and all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, and we are out.